Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is awesome.
I didn't realize Mike Tyson was joining us again.
Actually, Mike Tyson doesn't want to be associated with you assholes, so you gotta call me Tyke Mison. See, Tyke Mison is a lot more adorable, like I am. I'm little and adorable. Or at least my voice is.
You had me fucking cracking up editing the last episode with that fucking voice.
Yeah, it just kind of... Thank you. I attempted it, and it just kind of came out. I don't know.
I really hope that was as entertaining for the listeners as it was for me.
Yeah, me too. We got a pretty decent first and second day listens on it too.
Did we?
Yeah.
I didn't look at the numbers.
Well, we had some really good numbers the week before, so I kind of just didn't share them with you this time. But to everybody that has been listening,
yeah, I don't know what the hell happened on that week.
What?
I don't know what the hell happened that week. That was like Super Bowl weekend or whatever. It blew up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then it went back to normal.
Yeah, that was cool. I was really grateful for
I like
that.
to think that people would rather listen to us than watch some silly football game, but I know that's not true.
We're totally not more entertaining than Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. What, did they make out or some shit on stage? I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't watch a single football game at all this year. I like sports where you can hit each other in the face and stuff.
Yeah. I've never really cared about... I used to play, but I don't really care about football at all. Never really have.
I watched it growing up just because my dad watched it, but
yeah,
I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah, me too. My family did. And, I mean, fucking growing up in Browns country, it's kind of hard to really care about football at all anyway.
See, my dad grew up a Steelers fan, so I grew up a Steelers fan, which is just that much more fun in Cleveland.
Yeah, that whole misanthrope thing. That makes sense.
So, Mike Tyson, let's recap last episode real quick.
Last time.
Just so we're not
on the Higher Minds podcast.
Bringing shit out of nowhere.
Oh, wait, did we introduce ourselves yet?
I don't know. You just said Higher Minds podcast, so kind of.
Yes. This is the Higher Minds podcast. Cha-ching.
I'm Scott.
I'm Papa Darby. How is everybody? Yeah, nobody ever fucking
You're back
answers.
to doing that again.
I don't know. I guess it's a southern thing. I drink sweet tea and say hi, y'all.
You've been spending too much time down south.
That's true for everybody here that's ever been down south. I'm not. I mean, so people are super friendly. It's nice. The climate is nice. It is much warmer here than it is in Ohio, but
fuck yeah, it is.
I like the West better. I like being out west.
See, I don't know. I miss being in the woods back in Ohio. I spent a lot of time in the woods growing up.
Yeah. Well,
but the weather is so much better out here.
Yeah. I mean, you can get lost in the woods there, all over the place. I used to all the time.
There's not really any woods here, compared to Ohio woods, at least.
I mean, I guess they're different. They're like mountain woods, which is
yeah. There's not just trees forever. It's all pine trees and aspens and shit.
Yeah. I still like it. I would take that over the woods here or in Ohio. Well, actually, the woods here are really nice too. But still, I did like that too. That aspect of the nature.
As far as like scenery shit goes, other than Colorado, I think I gotta give it to Tennessee. Tennessee's really nice.
I honeymooned in Tennessee. Yeah, I was in Gatlinburg. It was nice.
That's where my brother spent his honeymoon at too.
Oh,
that's fucking weird.
How long has he been married?
A year and a half-ish.
Okay. Cool. I wonder if we got the same cabin. If so, we totally fucked in that pool and bedroom and living room and porch and the other porch and the other bathroom. So
I mean, that's what honeymoons are for. So
right. So just so you know, if we stayed in ended up staying in the same cabin, it'd be kind of cool if we did. He got just a little bit of Darby jizz.
I'm sure there's a few years separating your honeymoon and his honeymoon.
There's no possible way they got all of it. No way at all.
Just finding crusty spots for years.
Oh, man. Anyway, so we were recapping, right?
Yeah, that was what we were supposed to do.
You're a stoner.
So Mike Tyson,
What, Tyke Mison?
58 professional fights, 50 of those he won. 44 of those 50 he won by knockout. 6 losses, 2 no contests.
And
the youngest person ever to be the heavyweight champion of the world. 20 years, 4 months, 22 days. The first and maybe only heavyweight champion to hold all 3 belts at the same time.
I think once they were consolidated, they kind of stayed consolidated, I think.
Did they keep them together after that?
Because, I mean, you beat that guy, you get all 3.
You would think so, yeah.
I mean, I guess it depends on who's actually sanctioning the fight. That does matter. So there is a way that you could just gain 1 from that guy, but I don't think that's the way it worked.
Yeah, he was the first person to hold the heavyweight titles in the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF.
Yeah,
like the 3 main boxing federations. Probably the most devastating heavyweight ever.
Just unbelievable power and energy and execution. So good. Just he's the best that's ever been. Ali was very good technical.
I would put him above Ali personally.
So okay, they were just different. I think it's comparing apples and oranges, even though that's the same sport. Like Ali was the best ever in like technical boxing. He was Mike Tyson was good at technical boxing. One of the best in the world. He just wasn't as good as Ali. But just as far as execution and power and speed and strength, like reach didn't even matter for this motherfucker. Like in an actual fight.
No, he wasn't even that tall. He's like 5'10", 5'11", something like that.
Like even.
So he was outreached by a lot of his opponents.
Almost
had longer reach. Than
almost everybody. Like I can't. I don't think that there. I'm sure. I don't know. I just probably don't know, but I can't think of a time when he didn't stand 3-4 inches shorter than everybody else.
But he moved way faster than any of the other heavyweights.
Oh, it didn't matter. He was a tornado of fucking fists. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'd punch your fist away, and then your face, and then your gut, and then you'd fall. But so, like, in a fight, if Ali and Tyson were paired, I think I'm pretty sure, both in their prime, Tyson would definitely win, but he's still not technically better than Ali.
Yeah, probably not on a technical standpoint.
But it doesn't.
Tyson in his prime versus Ali in his prime.
Ali would have won, yeah.
Tyson would have whooped his ass.
Yeah. I would.
Are you agreeing or disagreeing? You said Ali would have
No. Tyson would have won.
Yeah, Tyson would have whipped Ali's ass. For sure.
I don't know, like, how, like, hard the ass beating it would have been. I would like to think, I would like to hope that Ali would, get some really good, devastating punches in. I mean, he's fucking Ali. But maybe not, because really good fucking fighters have tried and just don't land.
He might have sped that Parkinson's up a little bit for him.
He definitely would. If he was bound to have Parkinson's, he would have had Parkinson's right after that fight.
Yeah, Tyson retired from professional fighting in 2005. After that, he went on to do a little bit of exhibition boxing.
Oh, that last fight, though, that was Lennox Lewis, wasn't it? That's who he finally...
His last professional fight?
Yeah, that's who he finally lost his title to, was Lennox Lewis, right?
I don't know who he lost the title to. I know Lennox Lewis wasn't his last fight.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, I don't think he was. Because I think...
His last fight was June the 11th, 2005, against Kevin McBride.
The guy from the Righteous Gemstones and Tropic Thunder?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm talking about Danny McBride.
Okay.
You know Danny. You know Danny McBride, right?
Eastbound and Down.
Yeah,
El
yeah,
Flamo Blanco.
yeah.
I'm not a huge Danny McBride fan in movies and shit. Usually he's like my least favorite person in the movies that he's in.
Yeah.
But Eastbound and Down was fucking hilarious.
Have you watched The Righteous Gemstones?
I don't know if I've seen that one.
It's kind of like Eastbound and Down, but set in the world of televangelism. I think you would like it.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's a Danny McBride like vehicle too. Like that's his own. That's him writing, and I think he wrote Tropic Thunder, I believe, didn't he?
I thought that one was Ben Stiller.
I thought it was both of them, is what I thought, but I might be wrong about that. But anyway, I know he's a producer and a writer, and I think he's hilarious. Like even like I don't like his characters either, but like he writes them that way on purpose, in my opinion. Maybe not. I haven't talked to him about it, but I think he's hilarious. So him and Mike Tyson were in a fight, huh?
Were they? Because that seems like that would end terribly for Danny McBride.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it sucked for him. Yeah, he doesn't like to talk about it. No, so he fought McBride. That was his last fight in 2005.
Yeah,
Other McBride?
June the 11th, 2005 was his last fight.
Okay.
On June the 3rd, 2005, so just a few days before, Tyson is quoted as saying, quote, "My whole life has been a waste."
Oh.
Actually, are you not doing the Tyson voice this one?
No, I was going to, but I have that quote too. Like, how much
Oh,
of it do you give the whole thing? Is USA Today interview?
Yeah, go ahead and do it. That way there's no weird pauses in it.
So, in an interview with USA Today, he said, "My whole life has been a waste. I've been a failure." He continued, "I just want to escape. I'm really embarrassed with myself and my life. I want to be a missionary. I think I could do that while keeping my dignity without letting people know that they take me out of the country. I want to get this part of my life over as soon as possible. In this country, nothing good is going to come from me. People put me so high. I wish I was high right now. I love being high. I wanted to tear that image down." So, yeah, that was Mike Tyson. I am Tyke Mison. Just so everybody knows. Because I'm not supposed to be. I mean, Mike Tyson is not supposed to be here.
It's really unfortunate Tyson didn't hear that last episode and come find you. That would have made this episode way more entertaining.
I should do my Tyke Mison impression for him. He'd really love that. Like, to his face. I've heard...
I wonder how many people have had the balls to do that.
I've heard that, like, he's actually, like, wanted people to do an impression of him to him. But, like, yeah, like...
Really?
Professional stand-up comics and shit, not, like, some asshole off the street.
Not some dickhead with a shitty podcast.
That guy, he probably doesn't give a fuck about. Anyway.
So after retiring professionally in 2005, Tyson returned to the ring in 2006 for a series of 4-round exhibitions against journeyman heavyweight fighters, the first of which was Corey T-Rex Sanders in Youngstown, Ohio.
Before we get into that, I kind of want to break down that quote too.
Yeah.
So we said what was it? I think it was the Clara Schwartz episode. We were talking about how professional athletes get paid way more than they're actually worth, like an obscenely amount, right? Do you remember that conversation? And
Probably.
I mentioned teachers
getting paid millions of dollars to play children's playground
right,
games.
and that's what you said, and I totally, absolutely agreed. And it sounds to me here that he's agreeing too, that he realizes that he's just really good at swinging his fists. Like, he's the best at swinging his fists in the world. But that's not really doing a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, he got all these accolades and got all these privileges and got, gained so much from this stupid ability that he has without really giving anything. He's not doing anything. He, at the time, wasn't doing anything for the world. Just, fucking up his image, fucking up his pride, fucking up his honor. And he's now come to realize that's exactly what the situation was, and so he wants to change himself. So I like that. He's still a rapist.
I think it's interesting. He wanted to go from heavyweight champion of the world to a missionary.
I mean, that's about the opposite. I mean,
that's about as polar opposite as you can get.
Yeah, I think it was feeling like a serious drain on his soul. And the fact that he considers himself a failure, I think failure in his situation or his circumstances, even at that time, is a little too strong. He didn't fail. He just didn't do...
He made a ton of poor decisions and surrounded himself with terrible people.
And, yeah, he just found that... found it ironic that people called him the champ. Probably, or calls him champ, or he probably feels bad every time somebody says that to him. Or unworthy.
I've seen interviews with him recently. He did Rogan like a couple years ago, I think it was. And he completely walked away from that life. He wants nothing to do with fighting. He doesn't even work out anymore.
Yeah.
He said when he starts to work out, he gets in that mindset, and he doesn't like being that old Mike Tyson anymore.
I kind of wonder what he thought then. Like, was it cool that he was doing it? I mean, I'm sure that at 19, he thought he was the baddest person in the world. And I mean, he might have been.
Well, yeah, 20-year-old heavyweight champion. But at 20, you're not as clear-minded as you are later in life.
No. I mean, not everybody, 20-year-olds don't realize that, but yeah, that realization is just, part of life too. But I think what was in the last one, he said that he wished his mom died, right? And he later...
Yeah, his mom died when he was 13, 16, I don't remember now.
And yeah, he said, I don't know how recently he said, but that he wished that his mother knew him not as just a bad kid, which he was for most of his life now. I'm not saying he is now.
Well, he had 30-some-odd arrests as a juvenile, too.
Right. So, I mean, it's nice that somebody from that position, in that situation, can come to the realization of their shitheadedness.
Yeah.
Gives me a little more faith in humanity. Except for that he's a rapist, so, fuck him.
Yeah, there's always going to be that smudge on his name.
In my opinion, that's more than a smudge.
You can't really shake that one. Well, yeah. Yeah, Smudge was putting it nicely.
Yeah. He had a fight with a K1 fighter. Now, K1, is that some sort of MMA? Or is that another league?
K1 is like a division. I want to say that's like the minor leagues of boxing, basically.
I didn't know that. Anyway, so with Bob Sapp.
I could look it up.
But it was...
I'll look it up while you talk.
It was in Japan, and his felony conviction prevented him from gaining a visa. So he wasn't able to do that. But that's one problem with our prison system. I'm not saying that it applies to him as a rapist, and so I think that rape, murder... Murder's a tough one because your definition of murder and the public's definition of murder is different. But I'm going, just for the sake of argument, the public's definition of murder. Rape, murder, and wanton cruelty to animals or children should be...
You could throw in, like, molestation.
Well, yeah, that's what that was the other things. Like, wanton cruelty to children and animals, and I'm including, pedophilia and that kind of shit. I think those 4 things should stick with you legally for your entire life. Otherwise, a lot of shit, especially nonviolent shit, is stupid.
If you went in and served your time, supposedly the criminal justice system has reformed you because you served your time. Why should you have to carry a possession charge or something for the rest of your life?
Exactly. Like felony possession is stupid.
To clarify on K1, backing up just a minute, K1 is a combat sport that combines stand-up techniques from Muay Thai, karate, taekwondo, savate, sun shu, and kickboxing, and traditional boxing.
Okay, it was Japan's answer to UFC. Is what it was.
It's all stand-up. There's no grappling in K1. It looks
maybe
like.
I was wrong.
It's basically kickboxing, Muay Thai.
Maybe he's right.
Whatever.
There's no stand-up grappling.
I think you're allowed to clinch, but other than that, I don't think there's no ground game in it.
Anyway,
so I was wrong. It is not a minor league. It's a completely different sport.
It's still pugilism. I'm a pugilist.
Have you ever watched shoot fighting?
Who? Shoot fighting? Oh, yeah,
shoot
I have.
Fighting.
That's interesting.
I got into that like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
I went back and I was watching old Ken Shamrock fights.
Oh, that guy's still a badass. Jesus.
That dude's in his 50s and is fucking ripped. I just saw a picture of him a couple days ago on Facebook.
I'm pretty sure I saw the same picture.
Yeah, I think I shared it, so you probably saw the one that I had shared. Yeah, that dude at one time was dubbed the baddest man on earth or some shit like that. The world's most dangerous man, I think is what he was titled.
Oh, yeah. Well, then he fought a Gracie.
He fought a Gracie a few times. He was in like 3 of the first 4 UFCs or some shit like that.
He's in 1.
Yeah, he fought UFC 1, UFC 2, and UFC 4, if I remember right. I might be wrong. But he was
and yes, I mean,
first person to win the UFC super fight, which was like an hour-long fight. They just let him go. No rests or anything like that.
Oh, that was in the cage with like 4 of them at a time.
No,
right?
that was just him and one of the Gracies. I don't remember which one.
Oh.
The Gracie from early UFC.
Well, I remember Hoist, the
Hoist,
first one, like picked him apart. Like I remember he just annihilated him. In like
I
1
wouldn't
and 2.
say annihilated him. If you go back and watch those fights, they're fucking boring as shit because they just spent a lot of time on the ground, like not giving each other an inch. Like it was a pretty good stalemate. Gracie won the first one. I want to say he won the second time they fought too. I'm not positive.
Yeah. I thought he won like the first 3. I know he won the first 2.
I know Shamrock won the first UFC super fight. Like the hour-long exhibition fight. No rest, no nothing. Okay. And then...
That was probably just endurance because... I mean, yes, he is a badass and he's one of the baddest asses. I'm just saying that he's not
He also
best.
has one of the most disappointing fights I've ever seen, too. Him and Kimbo Slice fought a few years back. And I was hyped.
Ooh.
Like, that on paper, that's a hell of a fucking fight. Ken Shamrock and Kimbo Slice, even though Kimbo outweighed him by like a fucking ton.
I loved watching Kimbo fight.
It was so fucking disappointing.
I didn't see that. Why was it disappointing?
Well, first of all, it's 2 old guys, so they don't move the way they used to. It seems like, if I'm remembering right, they went up against the cage and stayed there for a few minutes, and then Kimbo got in a couple good punches and stopped the fight.
Kimbo didn't start fighting until his 30s, though, didn't he? He was a late, like...
I know when he was fighting professionally, he was already bald, so he couldn't have been too damn young. He started out just doing, like, internet videos of whipping people's ass in the street.
Right, and that was when he was...
Yeah, he wasn't a spring chicken when he was doing that shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Tyson. Let's try to curve this back to topic. With these exhibition fights, people said it looked like Tyson was holding back so that he wouldn't end the show early, basically, because he's notorious for first round, second round knockouts and shit. There's a quote here. If I don't get out of this financial quagmire, there's a possibility I may have to be a punching bag for somebody.
Ooh. Taking a dive, huh?
No, this was when he was in serious debt. That's the whole reason he went back to do these exhibition fights. He was in debt up to his eyeballs. A couple $1 million in debt. He went on to say, the money I make isn't going to help my bills from a tremendous standpoint, but I'm going to feel better about myself. I'm not going to be depressed. So he knew that this was just a drop in a bucket towards the debt that he owed, but he wanted to go out there and earn this money and not woe is me, basically.
Right.
Let's get into how he lost a lot of this money.
Yeah, I'm curious.
So Tyson was good at spending money, just like he was good at knocking people out. I have a list here of some of the fucking outrageous shit that he has spent money on. Big into cars. Let's start there. He had a Lamborghini LM002. I'm sure you don't know what that means.
I know what a Lamborghini is. I can't specifically pull up that one.
That was their truck kind of SUV thing.
Oh, I didn't know they had one.
Yeah. I think people have called it the Rambo Lambo.
The Rambo Lambo? I'm gonna look that
it's
shit
a
up.
V12 Lamborghini LM002. It's the same V12 that they ran in like the Countach and shit, but it's like a little fucking boxy pickup. Only 300 of them were made, give or take. So pretty fucking rare too.
Yeah, I don't have one.
He had a Bentley Continental SC that he dropped $500,000 on. Just that
Jesus.
one car. Yeah. At one point, he bought a brand new Ferrari and pretty much immediately crashed it into a convenience store because he didn't know how to drive a fucking Ferrari.
What are those are 6-speeds, aren't they?
At that point, they might have been a 5-speed, probably 6-speed.
You do like 120 in second gear.
I don't know if they're geared that high, but yeah, they're quick. It's estimated that Tyson spent about $4.5 million just on cars.
Wow.
He had a habit of like buying a car and giving it to a girl or a friend or whatever. Like he would just buy BMWs and Mercedes and shit as gifts.
I mean, if you got it like that.
He kind of went a little Mr. T for a little while, spending a bunch of fucking money on jewelry and shit. He had a 24-karat solid gold bathtub. Take a guess. I want to hear what you think a 24-karat solid gold bathtub costs.
Like, okay, so back then, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When was back then? 80s?
No, this would have been 90s. He bought this one for his, at the time, wife, Robin something other.
Robin Givens, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So, solid gold. All right, let's picture it as a clawfoot tub.
That's what I'm thinking too, yeah.
Gold back then, I want to say it was up around 800, 900 an ounce. Now it's like 12, I think.
Probably.
There are 16 ounces in a pound.
You're really thinking this one through.
Yeah. Let's just say it's 1,000. So say it's 16,000 a pound. It's probably, let's say it's 80 pounds. So whatever 16,000 times 80 is. That's my answer.
16,000 times 80? Let's get out a calculator. I didn't know there was going to be a fucking math portion of this episode.
There's always a math question with Darby.
16,000 times 80.
So 1,028,000.
Okay. You're way off.
Okay. All right.
$2.2 million.
No, that's not way off. That was close. 1
You
million.
were about halfway there. A little over halfway there.
It was 1.2. So
a $2.2 million fucking bathtub.
Just the tub. Just the fucking tub.
That's not including all the rest of the shit in the bathroom or the fucking house it is fucking sitting in. That's just $2.2 million on a bathtub.
It's a large bowl to put your dirty.
It's basically a fucking place to make ball sweat stew.
You pee in it a little bit, or a lot of it if you're me. Not while I'm taking a bath, because that's weird. I mean, not often.
So along with the $2.2 million bathtub, he had a diamond-encrusted watch that reportedly cost $800,000 for a watch.
It
tells the same time as a fucking $10 Timex.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of the frivolous things that I buy, and like, I have a watch and I have watches, but all of my watches are like $30 and less.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever spent more than like $40 on a watch ever.
I guess I got my car, but it's not really an expensive car. I don't know. Like,
I like expensive cars, but I buy them when they're fucking used and depreciated. Like, I have a Lincoln now. I had an Audi before that. Neither of them were new.
And those
when you buy used, you can afford way more shit than when you buy new.
Yeah. And most everything that I have has some sort of practical purpose. In fact, I don't think I have anything that doesn't. And it just seems $800,000 for a watch. $800,000? Is that what you said?
$800,000 for one
on your
watch.
Wrist.
On a
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, watches do appreciate though. So I mean, it can be an investment.
They can be. Like Rolexes and shit go up in price if they're kept nice and shit, but you got to spend money on a Rolex in the first place.
It was $800,000. I mean, it better be something.
It's reported that he spent about $100,000 a month just on jewelry and clothes, and another $240,000 a month in like walking around money, just pocket money.
What do you buy for that much?
I don't know what the fuck you could spend that much money on every single month. Like, at some point, you gotta hit, like, I don't need that. I already got one of those.
Right. Well,
I have enough suits, or I have enough watches, or whatever.
Well, that's not even the watch budget. That's not the jewelry or clothes budget. That's the other stuff budget. So your clothes and jewelry are already paid for. What the fuck else are you buying?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, what the fuck else could you spend $240,000 a month on?
Really good hamburgers.
Fucking fresh off the fucking cow. You just buy a whole goddamn cow for a burger.
Yeah, they go through and pick the juiciest little piece of meat out of several pieces, and then they throw the rest of the cow away.
Spent a lot of money on fucking houses too. He bought a $3 million mansion in Connecticut that had 24 full bathrooms and 14 half bathrooms. How much pissing and shitting do you need to do to justify 38 toilets in your house?
So, how much was it?
24 full bathrooms, 14 half bathrooms. Paid $3 million for it.
So, really, you said 28, so it's really
38. 38 toilets.
Right, but it's let me think. It's 31 bathrooms, because if 14 of them are half, you got 7 full bathrooms.
Are you reducing your fractions? Is that what's happening right now?
I mean, it's just as reasonable as buying fucking 38 toilets that are all probably solid gold, too.
In this Connecticut mansion, he had a custom indoor disco built, an NBA regulation-sized basketball court, a home gym, a theater, and a heated driveway.
So,
side note, I would love to have a heated driveway. If
I was about to say,
custom build a house, I'm having a heated driveway installed. Fuck
like
that shit.
I would really like that. I don't think I'd need a full NBA regulation, maybe half.
A half court would be fun to have, yeah.
A disco, though, really?
Yeah,
really.
Like he had a custom indoor disco,
like
with some kind of fancy electronic DJ shit. I don't know. It was.
It only played ABBA and the Bee Gees or some shit. Like disco, really?
I think they're using disco just in the place of like a nightclub, basically.
I think no, he just played Bee Gees and ABBA. I love ABBA.
The
Dancing
cool light up dance
Queen,
floor.
young and sweet, only 19 when I just won the 20 or whatever. Yeah.
She said she's 18.
I'm staying alive, staying alive. That's what it was. He liked the Bee Gees because he sounded just like him.
He had a $2.5 million mansion in Nevada, another one about the same price in Los Angeles, and another mansion in Ohio. I'm sure there's probably some other ones, but those were the 4 that I could find information on.
You know what? I know what his walking around money was for. For tigers. He saw a tiger, and he just needed it. He went through
we'll
like
get
6
to the
tigers.
fucking tigers here in just 1 second. Take a guess how much he spent on lawn care every year.
Lawn care, 3 houses, 3 mansions. A cool mill.
Oh, no. No, you overshot that one.
Oh,
He'd spend about $300,000 a year just on fucking people mowing his grass and shit.
you got a deal there.
So
he made one good financial move.
that $3 million mansion in Connecticut, he threw himself a 30th birthday party there. About 700 people showed up. He spent $400 million on one night for his birthday.
Ouch, just like a wedding.
Did I say 400 million? I meant 400,000.
No, you said 400,000.
Okay.
Oh, 400
I'm getting
million.
my-
That's
I'm going cross-eyed looking at all these zeros. Yeah, $400,000 for a 30th birthday party.
on a fucking party.
That would have to have been a hell of a good time.
Can you imagine the hamburgers though? They were awesome.
You were talking about tigers just a minute ago.
Yeah.
He owned at least 3 tigers, 3 Bengal tigers. Guess how much it cost just to buy a tiger?
How much?
$70,000 each.
That sounds about right. Did he have to did he get them defanged and declawed and shit too?
I don't think you can get tigers defanged. That's their teeth. And even if you did, they still have the bite pressure to be able to crush you. So
Right. I'm not saying that makes him a bitch. I thought they were defanged and declawed.
no, I'm pretty sure they were fully intact. It's not like he couldn't fucking hit one with that left hook and put its dick in the dirt.
I don't know about that. Mike Tyson versus a tiger? I would pay for that. I would pay a lot of money for that. But
I
don't
think
think you
if
could
Mike
take a
Tyson
tiger.
just walked up to a tiger and fucking caught it with a left hook, he could drop it. If the tiger snuck up on him or something, he's done. But I think if Tyson's the aggressor, he could fucking handle it.
I don't know about that. I'd like to see it.
I have to assume tigers can get concussions just like everybody else.
Sure, but their skulls are a lot more they use their faces as a tool, so their skulls are a lot more built to take blows like that. Not
They've never taken a fucking punch though.
I mean,
they're not used to blunt force trauma to the head.
They get gazelle kicks to the head and shit all the time. Like their
When
prey
the fuck
fights
have
them.
you ever seen a tiger eating a gazelle? Those are 2 different continents.
Whatever. They their prey fights them.
Have you seen that video of the tiger fucking chasing the dudes on the motorcycle?
Yeah.
It's got to be India or some shit like that. That fucking
Yeah.
tiger comes out of the trees and is hauling ass.
Yeah,
I bet
that's a
their
scary
butthole
video.
puckered so goddamn tight.
That video did give me a little anxiety.
So to feed these tigers, it costs about $200,000 a year.
Mm.
And then because he was traveling boxing and everything, he had to have a tiger tamer come in and take care of these tigers while he was out of town.
Oh,
That
wow.
cost him another $125,000 a year.
Go with that tiger tamer. I bet he could.
So he's dropping about $325 a year just taking care of these tigers.
Can you?
We talked about him.
Can you imagine getting 125 just for going and watching some tigers and be like, no, bad.
125 to possibly get eaten?
But all you have
Maybe
to do,
worth it. I would consider it, honestly.
I mean, you could get eaten, but it's mostly just going bad. No, and that's it. Spraying them with a hose
I'd
or a
like
squirt
a
bottle.
cattle prod or some shit.
You'd walk around with a cattle
Have
prod on
you
your
seen the circus lines getting out of control, and they bring out a fucking fire hose and start hosing them down? I got to laughing my ass off that no matter how big the cat is, from a little tiny house cat to a fucking lion, they don't like getting hosed.
I mean, yeah.
We talked about Tyson biting Holyfield's ear in the last episode.
He did that.
You guess how much that cost him?
Oh, how much?
$3 million.
What was that purse? Do you know? Was it more than that?
What I read, he lost 10% of the purse for that fight. So he
Just
would have
10?
earned $30 million.
Oh,
Lost 10% of that is $3 million. So,
well, I was thinking the purse was like $3 million, maybe even less total. $30 million. Wow.
yeah, from what I read, he lost 10% of his earnings for that fight for biting Holyfield's ear, and was fined $3 million. So,
Not to mention the
means he
civil
made
shit that they probably don't
27
talk
off
about.
that. What's funny is, like, Holyfield and Tyson are okay now. Holyfield was on Tyson's podcast not long ago. I'll get into that later, too. Tyson also spent a ton of money on drugs over the years and ended up going $20 million in debt thanks to his fucking outrageous spending and Don King robbing him blind.
Wow. $20 million.
Tyson sued Don King for $100 million, but settled out of court for $14 million. And this isn't the first person that King has stolen money from that he's represented too. He's fucked over other fighters in the past too.
I believe he's fucked over everybody.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you talking about his drug stuff?
Yeah. Spent a whole bunch of money on cocaine and shit.
Yeah. So in addition to getting fined and losing all that money and shit, in 2006 he was arrested in Scottsdale, Arizona on suspicion of DUI and felony drug possession. Now, felony drug possession, that sounds fucking stupid, like a oxymoron to me, but that's also Arpaio land, and yeah. On September 24th in 2007, Tyson pleaded guilty to possession of cocaine and driving under the influence. He was convicted and sentenced to 24 hours in jail. After he got out, he was ordered to 3 years probation and 360 hours of community service.
Must be nice to be rich.
Yeah. Well, so in that case, though, the prosecutor wanted 3 years of jail, and the judge said something like he feels that Tyson, like in the rape thing, he feels that Tyson could be a good influence on the community and just needs another chance. So we'll just give him a day in jail, and he can do a bunch of community service. So,
which does kind of make sense. He's worth more telling kids not to do what he did than sitting in prison. So
right, and felony possession of fucking anything is a stupid fucking law. It's
yeah,
unjust by any means. And I think the judge in this case probably realized that. All those prosecutors were fucking dickheads, and they probably just wanted to nail a celebrity to the wall too.
It's crazy that they were only looking for 3 years. Like, people get locked up for a long time for fucking drug possession.
Yeah. This was also, though, at a time in 2007, the opinion of the public opinion for things like drug possession started to change, and jail time for such an offense at that time has started to become a ridiculous idea. So that's kind of cool.
But there's still thousands, tens of thousands of people in prison right now for the same shit.
There are, yes, and it's horrible. And one person, half a person, a quarter of a person is too much. But I read an article today, I think it was, or yesterday or something, that there is There's a town in California that is, oh shit, what was it? They are releasing and expunging all marijuana-related offenses, or some shit like that.
I might be wrong. I think that's California as a whole, actually, since they legalized recreational, like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
They're working on anybody who had a conviction getting that reversed, basically.
Okay. It could be. I'm a stoner, so.
There's a bill that was just introduced a couple weeks ago here in Colorado where they're trying to prevent employers from either not hiring or firing people just because they have marijuana in their system on a drug test.
Neat. That's awesome. That would be fucking stupid too.
Yeah, if it's legal recreationally and medicinally, what's it the company's business what you do on the weekend or in the evening? As long as you're not showing up for work too stoned to fucking do anything.
Unless it's medicinal and your doctor ordered them to, and then,
Yeah. And if you're not fucking driving truck or a forklift or whatever,
yeah,
quote unquote heavy machinery, like, if you're sitting in an office or whatever, what the fuck's it matter if
or sitting there checking people out? Yeah, you're not
smoke a bowl in the evening.
Right. Exactly. So I think his last conviction was not drug related. What happened was on November 11th in 2009, he was arrested after getting into a scuffle with a photographer. However, no charges were filed.
A scuffle with a photographer.
Yeah.
I bet that was the most terrified a photographer had ever been.
Right, until he's... Yeah. Yeah. He started taking a picture, and Tyson was like, "No, get my good side." And then he was like, "No, I like this side." He's like, "No, but I want to show you my nice tattoo." And he wouldn't show him his nice tattoo, or he wouldn't take a picture of his tattoo, so I beat him up a little bit.
I mean, there's probably that dude who took the picture of that seal underwater. Have you seen that one? It's like a leopard seal or some shit. It's fucking enormous.
No.
And it swam right up to the photographer. He was an Nat Geo photographer, if I remember right. It probably goes that guy and then guy who almost got his ass whipped by Mike Tyson for like two most scared photographers ever.
All right. Fair enough.
So in 2000, we're backtracking just a little bit here.
Yeah.
Tyson fired everybody who was working for him, enlisted new accountants who prepared a statement showing that he started the year $3.3 million in debt. He later filed for bankruptcy in 2003, reportedly $23 million in debt.
Jeez, 23?
$23 million in debt.
He's got to still be in debt, right? 2003? He hasn't done that much work.
Since then, he's done some acting and shit like that, so he might have drug himself up out of that hole by now.
I mean, even
he's doing Tyson Ranch and shit. I'm sure that's not all out of his pocket, but he's got to be doing okay.
So, after he found out, when was this interview? Oh shoot, I don't have the date of this interview. It was while she was running. So after
Elin would have been like 08,
12.
Right?
Oh, 08, yeah, it would have been 08. Or somewhere in there. Maybe slightly after.
Leading up to 08 at least.
Anyway, so during an interview on the show Gridlock on KWWN, which is an ESPN affiliate, I think out in California, Tyson said about Sarah Palin, "Glenn Weiss is a wonderful man," Tyson said. "He's a wonderful guy. You want her to be with somebody like Dennis Rodman getting up in there, putting her guts in the back of her head." So this interview, he was talking about the rumor that Sarah Palin was dating NBA player Glenn Rice, and so my sources on this real quick: Wikipedia and then the Daily Caller.com. The Daily Caller kind of gave him a bunch of shit for this.
Both very reputable sources.
Yeah. Right. So he goes on to say that Glenn Rice is a nice, mellow, docile man, not sweating guy. You want someone like Wadman? Yeah, baby. Let's get that donkey in here now. Just imagine Palin with a big old black stallion ripping. Yeehaw! He could always get boned out by a black person. I vote to bang her, Tyson said. Other than a vote to run for office, the only things he can do, she's not a bad person because she likes black people, at least in her. So, yeah, he got some shit for talking about Sarah Palin fucking a giant black dick. But, honestly, I think that Sarah Palin would love it. I think she'd probably love too. She probably loves it in her butt and in her mouth too. All at the same time. She's probably a gang banging queen. She loves big black dick.
How was she supposed to be dating some, I think you said NBA guy or whatever?
Glenn Rice. I don't know.
How is that even a rumor? Like,
I don't remember that at all.
I would think a high-profile politician and an NBA star would be all over the news if that were real.
I have
especially
no
a
clue.
married high-profile politician who at the time was running for vice president.
Yeah, no clue at all.
I feel like I should have heard about that.
Yeah, I don't remember it ever being an issue until I looked this up. Oh, later in that interview, Tyson had a name for what Palin needed. He says, "Sarah Palin, she made the womb sifter." The womb shifter.
The womb shifter?
Yeah. She got big old dick up in her guts.
She got a few kids. I'm sure she can handle it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. I also know, because I fucked the shit out of her, too.
I mean, as far as middle-aged women go, she's not terrible looking, I guess.
Oh, no, she's totally milfy hot. Absolutely. I've watched the porn with the Sarah Palin impersonator. It was quite
I've heard
pleasant.
about that one. I've never seen it.
I have. The orgasm felt official. And then very, very, very shameful because I was sitting there by myself, all messy.
When have you ever not been sitting there by yourself?
I can tell you a couple things offline.
So that's how your marriage failed. She figured out what kind of porn you were into.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, dude,
I
her?
am not staying married to this filthy motherfucker.
That woman is anti-porn. It was really a bummer just being married to her altogether. Yeah. Yay, marriage.
So back to Tyson. We talked a little bit about his acting career and shit, getting himself out of debt, back in the public eye and everything.
Yeah.
Backtracking a little ways here, there was a film named Tyson that was released in 1995, directed by Uli Edel. I don't know if that means anything.
Not to me.
It explores the life of Mike Tyson, from the death of his guardian trainer, Customato, to his rape conviction. Tyson is played by Michael Jai White. Does that name mean anything to you?
Yeah, that's Spawn.
Yup. And now that I know that he played Tyson, I can totally see the resemblance.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good cast.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that name and I'm like, why the fuck do I know that name? So I clicked on that link on Wikipedia, and he's fucking Spawn, so that's why I know that name.
If they make a Spawn remake, which I really, really, really fucking hope they do, they need to cast him as Spawn again. Like, there's no reason to not.
I don't necessarily want a remake, but like a George Lucas style remaster where they just fix all the terrible CGI.
I want another story. I already know that story.
Yeah. Like, other than the fucking terrible CGI, that movie's still pretty decent.
It is.
Like, you can still power through it. You get past the bad CGI, and it's still good.
But you're right. With what they could do now, like, it would be insane.
And what's sad is, like, back when that movie came out, the CGI was great. Not the devil, per se, but, like, the cape and shit. That was fucking top-notch CGI.
Yeah, it was believable back then.
What, 25 years later, and it looks like shit.
It's so sad how that happens. I don't know. It's so sad. Like Never-Ending Story is losing its luster because of that. Flight of the Navigator. It's all those great movies.
Where's the bad CGI at Neverending Story? It's been a couple years since I've seen that one.
Oh well,
That was like one of my favorite movies growing up.
all
That
of
has
the
a lot
art,
of practical effects in it.
all of the art. Falcor is not believable. When he's flying through the sky, when Bastion is on
Yeah,
the back of Falcor
bad
at the
like
end going through.
rotoscoping and green screen shit, I guess.
Yeah,
But like Falcor and all that shit, those were all practical effects.
right. And it's just not like even with modern practical effect techniques, they could do better now. Not that it wasn't great back then, and it's still watchable now as a kids movie, but they could do it.
Yeah,
better.
that was one of my favorites growing up.
Oh, still, even the book is is in my top 5. Still,
I've never actually read the book. I've seen the movie more times than I can count, though.
that's one that you should probably read. That should be in everybody's library. Every Westerner, at least.
I have so many books that I've bought and read like a couple chapters of and sat down and never fucking went back to.
I don't think I have any, or have had any. I lost most of my books in a fire a while back, but that's a different story. We'll talk about that later.
So let's get into his acting career a little bit here.
Yeah.
Stage. Let's start there.
Stage.
Tyson debuted a one-man show in Vegas. Later collaborated with Spike Lee to bring the show to Broadway.
Oh, yeah.
This was 2012. In February 2013, Tyson took that one-man show named Mike Tyson Undisputed Truth
Undisputed
on a
Truth.
36-city, 3-month national tour. In TV, September of 2013, so same year as the stage show went national, Tyson was featured on a 6-episode television series on Fox Sports 1 that documented his personal and private life, entitled Being Mike Tyson.
Huh.
October 2014, the animated series named Mike Tyson Mysteries featured Tyson solving mysteries in a Scooby-Doo style kind of show on Adult Swim.
So, okay.
I was just watching this shit yesterday, and it's fucking hilarious.
It's good. I would say the only Scooby-Doo type thing is the art. Like, it's not Scooby-Doo-ish like any other
No,
one.
it's animated similar, and it's like they're solving mysteries and shit, but no, it is not as fucking kid-friendly as Scooby-Doo.
No. I did start watching it with my kids thinking, oh, Mike Tyson has a cartoon. We stopped it after like 3 lines. Like, it was good. It was funny. But, yeah, don't watch it with your kids.
Oh, it was fucking hilarious. I watched it for a couple hours last night.
Good thing he has good writers.
Tyson has been on episodes of How I Met Your Mother, Law & Order SVU, Entourage, Lip Sync Battle. He was on a few episodes of WWF Raw back in the 90s. He was part of the 1998 Royal Rumble and WrestleMania 14.
Oh, really?
He's in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Really?
Along with a fucking shit ton of interview shows, like The Tonight Show and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, he had an angle. It was DX and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Mike Tyson was put into that for the celebrity value.
Oh, cool.
I saw an interview. He punched out Shawn Michaels, like, in the show. So he pulled his punch, but he kayfabe punched out Shawn Michaels. And I saw an interview with Shawn, and he was saying that that's like the scariest part of his entire professional wrestling career, was hoping that Mike Tyson would pull that punch.
Oh yeah, I would definitely put Mike Tyson to win any fucking pro wrestler.
Yeah.
Or win against any pro wrestler. Like, even Cena, who is a veteran and shit. Like, he'd kill all of them if it was a real fight.
See, Cena came along after my wrestling viewing, so I've never been a Cena fan. I'm a fucking Macho Man fan. Undertaker, Stone Cold, like...
Yeah, I stopped watching after Junkyard Dog, so I don't know any of those people.
Right after WWF bought WCW, like within like a year or two after that is when I stopped watching. So that was like early 2000s.
Ah, yeah.
But I still try to
80s.
watch WrestleMania every year. I have no idea who the fuck the people are half the time, but it's like a tradition to watch WrestleMania every year. We used to do it back in school.
There's a
like all through middle school and shit.
there's a lot more women now, right? So that's good.
Yeah, the women's division is pretty popular now. Like they're actually wrestling. It's not just hot chicks in bikinis.
But it is hot chicks in bikinis, right?
Oh yeah, it's still hot chicks in bikinis, but they're hot chicks in bikinis that can wrestle.
Cool.
Mike Tyson has 2 books. The first one was published in November of 2013. Tyson's Undisputed Truth.
Undisputed
It appeared on the New York Times bestsellers list. In May of 2017, Tyson published his second book, Iron Ambition, which details his time with trainer and surrogate father Custom Auto.
What was it called?
Not Custom Auto. Custom Auto.
No. Who was what was it a book called?
The second one was Iron Ambition.
Iron Ambition with my friend Custom Auto. I thought he was a car for the longest time. I thought he was my car for the longest time because we're custom, you know? But no, later on he told me, no, I'm not a car at all. I'm actually your trainer. But, you know, I didn't get that. I thought all cars could box. All right. Yeah.
As far as film goes, actual movies, Tyson has 49 acting credits on IMDb.
Oh, you missed the best one.
What one did I miss?
In 2009, he played a fictionalized version of himself in The Hangover.
Yeah, I just got the film. I didn't miss that. I just hadn't gotten to it yet.
Oh. Fuck, I thought you were done. My bad.
Yeah, he played a fictionalized version of himself in The Hangover in 2009, and then again in The Hangover 2 in 2011.
Okay.
He was in Scary Movie Part 5 in 2013.
Oh, Scary Movie was
I didn't know there fucking were 5 scary movies.
What'd you say?
I said I didn't even know there were 5 scary movies.
No, I didn't either. I was thinking you were talking about the one Scary Movie the monster is based off of. God damn, I can't think of the name now. What's the name of the movie?
You're gonna have to help me help you. I have no idea what you're umming.
God damn, with Arquette. He plays Dewey, the horror movie, the scary movie.
Oh, you're talking Scream.
Scream, yeah.
Or was that the first scary movie? Which one was he in?
No, he wasn't in that.
He was in the first scary movie, which was like a direct scene for scene ripoff of Scream.
Right. Tyson wasn't in that.
Was he?
Was not. Right?
Oh, no. He was in Scary Movie 5.
Okay, no.
Same movie franchise, just when it stopped being funny.
Right. I thought you were telling me that he was in Scream. And I was questioning that, and then we had a 5-minute discussion about, that confusion, which is cool.
He was in Entourage in 2015, so he's in the TV show and the movie Entourage. And then he was in Ip Man 3 in 2015.
Really?
Which is a badass, like, Hong Kong kung fu gangster movie.
I like the first one.
I definitely recommend that one. Fucking all of them are good. All the Ip Man movies are good. They use longer shots. It's not all that American quick cut action shit where you can't see what the hell's going on. Like, it's longer flowing shots so you can actually see the action.
Yeah, I like the first one. I saw the second one. I don't remember liking it as much as the first one. I've never seen the third one, and Tyson's in the third one. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of them are good movies. Nowadays, Tyson is podcasting and working on Tyson Ranch. That brings us up to current. Have you heard his podcast at all, Hotboxing?
I have not. I heard it's pretty good.
It is pretty good. And a clever name, Hotboxing, because they smoke a lot of weed on the show, and he's a boxer, so you get that double pun.
Huh. We should look into doing that.
Say what now?
We should look into creating a podcast. Think that'd be a good idea.
I don't know if anybody would listen to us.
I don't know. We might be able to get a couple hundred people.
If we're lucky. Some of the notable guests that he's had on the show include Evander Holyfield, dude who got his ear bit by Tyson, so they're cool now. Ken Shamrock, we were just talking about him a little bit ago too. William Shatner, there's one for your nerdy Star Trek loving ass.
Yeah. My ass loves William Shatner. You have no idea.
That one was actually a pretty good episode too. I've listened to that one.
Oh, Shatner's always entertaining.
Yeah. Fucking weird dude, but entertaining.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Boston Legal?
My dad used to watch it. I've seen a few episodes, but I never really paid attention to it.
Actually, that entire cast is really good. Oh, God, I can't think of the other guy's name. He's also very good. He's in the blacklist now.
Yeah, my dad used to love that one. Tyson Fury, another fighter. Michael Buffer, the Let's Get Ready to Rumble guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Chris Cyborg, female MMA fighter. LL Cool J. Do you find it as entertaining as I do that LL Cool J still goes by LL Cool J? And he's like, fuck, he's got to be in his 40s now, right?
Oh, he's got to be in his 50s. He's older than I am.
You think he's that old?
Yeah.
To the interwebs. How old is LL Cool J?
I mean, I'm going to be Papa Darby until the day I die.
I hate when Wikipedia isn't the first thing to come up when you search somebody's name. Holy fuck.
Huh.
LL Cool J is 52 and still going by LL Cool J.
Yeah. Because that's cool, Jay.
Wiz Khalifa, there's another guy with a stupid name. Exhibit, another guy with a stupid name. Snoop Dogg, can't really shit on Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg.
That's still a stupid name. Calvin
It's a stupid
Brodus.
name. What is his real name?
Calvin Brodus.
I don't blame him for changing it. Joey Diaz, comedian. Terry Crews. Be Real. He's a fucking weed smoking motherfucker. He's got a podcast too where they just hotbox an old Cadillac. Mickey Rourke, Roseanne, Steve-O, Danny Trejo. He's had a lot of fucking people on his show.
The Danny Trejo one must have sounded weird. Yeah, so I was killing this guy. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, so it was in Mexico. Oh, I love Mexico. Mexico's awesome. I love Mexican food. I like to wow with. They're small like me.
Danny Trejo's another guy that's way fucking older than you would think, too.
Yeah, but he's been old for a while. He was old in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Just guess how old he is.
I bet he's in his 60s.
75.
Shit! Holy shit!
Yeah, he does not fucking look 75.
Go that guy, man.
So, along with the podcast, Tyson's working on Tyson Ranch, which is a 40-acre ranch in California that is supposed to be like a luxury cannabis resort when it's finished.
So, like, people can come
I'm not positive. I think it's scheduled to open up like next year, like 2021, maybe 2022. I don't remember.
Maybe we could do a podcast from there. Oh, that'd be cool. We go up
the
there.
shit.
Hey, yeah, I did this Tyke Mison impression of you. Yeah.
We also have a podcast that doesn't get nearly as many listens as you. And he talks shit about you on 2 episodes that we did, so feel free.
Can you punch me in the face, please? I wonder how often he gets asked that.
Well, fucking Steve-O, he wouldn't punch Steve in the face, so Steve-O ran full force into his fist. That was during, like, the Mike Tyson roast or some shit.
Oh. Yeah, no, I was going to say, I would like to get punched by him, but I know, I don't want to get punched by him at all.
I don't know. I might do it just for the story. Just to be able to tell people I got punched by Mike Tyson once.
I would take pictures for you.
Pictures, hell. I want video evidence of that shit.
To do it with video evidence? Oh, that's a bigger ask, I think. I don't know. Maybe I would do that. No, I wouldn't do that. No, you can do that. I would record you for you. I would do it on your own phone, too.
Yeah. I think, given the opportunity, I would take a punch from Mike Tyson just for the fucking story. I wouldn't be able to remember that story, but I'd... So yeah, that brings us up to present on what Tyson's doing nowadays.
Yeah. Cool. He's still got that face tattoo, right? That didn't come
Apparently
off?
his weed is fucking good weed, too.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what's his brand?
Tyson Ranch.
Oh, that's
His brand is the same as his resort that he's building.
oh. Do you guys get that in CO? Have you seen it there?
Did you just say, did we get that in Seattle?
CO.
Oh, CO. I heard Seattle. And I'm like, well, they have legal weed, but I don't live there, so I don't fucking know. I don't think it's available in Colorado. I think it's only California, but I'm not positive.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen it out here yet.
Probably can't ship it between state lines, I would imagine. Still.
Not legally.
Are all those states though? What's between Colorado and California? It's
What do you got? You got Nevada.
New Mexico there?
You got no, New Mexico doesn't touch California. Arizona, Nevada. I don't know. Why am I fucking guessing this shit? I got the internet in front of me. Let's pull up the fucking map. Okay, so you got Nevada or Arizona, or you can go Oregon, Idaho. Idaho, I don't think has legal. Utah definitely doesn't have legal. So there's those two states getting in the fucking way
God damn it.
of being able to ship it from legal state to legal state.
Stupid rules. Stupid. It is your moral obligation to break stupid laws.
Be ungovernable.
Yes. Question everything.
Question with boldness everything.
And your penis.
Thomas Jefferson.
Take your penis out and start questioning. I don't know. That's a weird thing to say. Because we're men? I don't know. I guess women can't do that, can they? I don't know. Whatever.
I've never questioned my penis. I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
I don't know. Yeah. That's what you do. Do that. It's bold. It's a bold move. You don't see a guy standing there with his dick out and think, that's a mild-mannered fellow. True facts.
Yeah, here's a map with legal weed. Idaho and Utah are both fully illegal. No medicinal, no recreational.
Mother
according to this
bitches.
one that I'm looking at least.
Oh, I'm wearing that weed shirt that you let me have that you wore to the church. International.
Oh,
Church
when we
campus.
talked to Lee Malloy.
Yeah,
That's a cool dude.
it was a cool dude. That was a cool time. Wonder if we still have our name on
Yeah.
there.
I can't imagine anybody's written over us.
I mean, why would
Our
they?
names are on a wall, along with Ari Shafir's name,
Yes.
and that's kind of cool to me.
Oh, yeah, Ari Shafir. Yes, that's very cool. But other people too. But I
Yeah.
don't remember who else.
He was the only one that I remembered.
Right. I was really into like listen to a lot of stand up back then, so I really remember that one too. I know there was
I've always
like
been into
Bono.
stand-up.
I think was up there.
Yeah.
No, Bono's not, but something. The Beatles,
Yeah, I can't imagine Bono was up there.
Metallica, Lars Ulrich.
Are you just spouting out the first name that comes to your head now?
Yeah. Michael Myers. Yeah. The kid from Stranger Things. Yeah. All right. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah, that wraps up Mike Tyson.
Tyke Mison. Yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right.
Where can people find us at?
They can find us on Facebook,
Facebook.
on Twitter. We're actually on Twitter now.
We are actually on Twitter now.
Instagram. Lots of activity there.
Instagram.
HigherMindsPodcast.com.
HigherMindsPodcast.com.
And where can they listen to us?
They can listen to us just about everywhere now.
Just about anywhere.
Episodes go up first on our website, and usually the next day they follow on other platforms.
Yeah. So yeah, the pattern is I upload them directly to SoundCloud, which then populates Facebook and populates a couple of other ones, and then iTunes is within a day to 2 days after, usually. So then it goes up everywhere. just Google us. If you're listening to us,
Yeah.
you know where to find us. If not, tell your friends to Google us.
We're the first ones to show up when you search Higher Minds Podcast.
Yep.
So that's us.
So, yeah.
Email. HigherMindsPodcast@gmail.com.
HigherMindsPodcast@gmail.com. Also, we have a couple more shirts available. 2, I believe. And we got a large and an extra large left.
I was just going to ask what size you had left.
Yeah.
That we didn't have some itty-bitty person or some fat guy like me wanting to get a shirt and all you had left was fucking mediums.
Yeah, no. Large and an extra large. So we have that. And, I mean, I'm always willing to order more if people want them. So, yeah. They're a hot commodity.
Hit us up. Darby will send you a shirt.
Huh?
I said hit us up and Darby will send you a shirt.
Yes, I will. Ask for a shirt. Tell him Tyke Mison sent you. You know what? That'll be the code word.
What?
Email us, Tyke Mison, and you get a free shirt. There you go.
Tyke Mison.
Tyke Mison.
Free shirt.
TYKEMISON. Anyway, yeah. So this has been the Higher Minds Podcast.
It has. I'm Scott.
I'm Papa Darby.
Deuces, everybody.
Deuces.